Hello, wrestling fans of the world. I am the Real Bobby Munson, and this is Ring Respect Radio. Thank you for tuning in. I just want to do a quick disclaimer here before this edition of Ring Respect Radio, though. The topic today revolves around the subject of cannabis, legalization, and the use of it as a performer in professional wrestling. I want to state first of all, that the views expressed on today's episode do not reflect those of anyone else who has been associated with Ring Respect Radio or any other companies that I have been associated with as well, too. I also understand that not everyone will share the same views. However, I do ask that you keep an open mind, and also that if you choose to comment in the video comments below, everyone, please just keep it very civil and everything. Be respectful of others. That's all I ask here today, is that we all be very respectful, keep a very open mind about the subject, as this is something that has affected many other people before, and I believe that we need to definitely show our respect to others and their personal feelings as well, too. But, as always, before we truly get started, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Turn on the notifications. That's that little bell that you see just down below there. Turn it on. Then that way you'll know every time we release new content here on Ring Respect Radio. So today's topic comes about, this comes about after the rumor mill really exploded about the possible signing of Matt Riddle to the WWE. Those of you who are not familiar, Matt Riddle is currently an independent wrestler, but he didn't start off as an independent wrestler. Matt Riddle, in fact, was a former contestant of the show, the UFC-based show, The Ultimate Fighter. Actually, Riddle had probably one of the most amazing knockout victories in his debut on The Ultimate Fighter, the first time that he was inside of the octagon there. A very memorable knockout, in fact. If you've never seen it, go check it out. Quite unique. So, yes, then he moved on to the main card in UFC, and actually Matt Riddle boasts a very, very strong UFC record. But it all came to an end when he tested positive for marijuana. He had done so twice, and the UFC then released Matt Riddle. So then he moved on from that. I know he did some work over in Bellator as well, too. So he did further his MMA career, but then ultimately he decided to enter the world of professional wrestling. So that's how our subject has come up today. Matt Riddle tested positive for marijuana, and he's been open about his marijuana use, and now he's possibly signed to the WWE. So, marijuana, or cannabis as it is, is about to become fully legalized here in Canada. Yes, that's true. Canadians are about to be able to have access to full-on recreational and medicinal marijuana or cannabis here in Canada, I believe, as of October. So yes, that's going to be coming up very, very shortly. And yes, right across the board, I believe we are the first country to 100% fully legalize it. I mean, this doesn't include decriminalizing or anything like that. Fully 100% legal across the board. And I know that it's also been made legal in certain states in the United States and in other areas across the world as well, too. But yes, it still at the same time is a very touchy subject for some out there, and I completely understand and respect that. Change is also, a very difficult thing to deal with at first, and hopefully by listening in today, you can understand a little bit of where I'm coming from too, and where others are coming from, and possibly, we could open your eyes just a little bit more to this subject here. But let us go back to the man of the hour at the moment, Matt Riddle. News of him signing with WWE is huge, not only because of the talent that he's going to be bringing to the company, and a lot of talent he does have, but yes, once again back to the cannabis use that he's so openly spoken out about and been known to use, which eventually caused his release from the UFC. And we all know that the WWE have a very strict wellness program in place, which makes it so that it is not allowed to be used. Cannabis is not prohibited under WWE's wellness policy. So what does this mean? That's the big question. Is Matt Riddle, so eager to work with the WWE that he would, discontinue the use of cannabis altogether? Or is there, that slight possibility that a deal was reached and WWE might be changing their ways of doing things? Cannabis is not an addictive substance, first of all. The psychoactive compound THC produced from cannabis has a very low toxicity level and has not proven to cause overdosing in humans. If you've ever had too much, in fact, you're basically just going to get a little bit sick, or known as greening out, but usually something that you get over really, really quick and back to normal after that. The upside here when it comes to the world of professional wrestling is that this could serve as a natural pain relief. This would in turn keep wrestlers and performers away from the potential for painkillers such as Vicodin, Percocet, and Valium. All those have, and more, one time or another been used by wrestlers across the globe to find relief from their never-ending pain. A wrestler's life is not easy. The constant performing and training take a very hefty toll on the human body. These men and women worldwide sacrifice their bodies every day in hopes to entertain us. Like savages, though, we demand more and more from them, but the human body can only do so much. After time in the ring and with age, all of these injuries that they incur become harder and harder to cope with. And it has led many wrestlers down a deadly road of prescription painkiller addictions. Some have lived to tell the tale and seen the light and, turned their lives right around. But there's others that have not been so lucky. We've lost a lot of people to this ugly, ugly addiction. And it would be a shame to continue to lose anybody to this addiction, whether they are in the world of professional wrestling or outside of it as well too. So again, if you know somebody who's got an addiction to painkillers, talk to them and get them the help that they definitely need. This is a subject that we all need to help people out with. We don't want to see anything happening to the ones we love out there. And I want to also state that I do not at all believe that cannabis should be used prior to a wrestler having a match. If they are using cannabis for pain relief, I do believe that they should not do it before a match. I believe that they need to be 100% focused, and that is just a written rule. They need to be 100% focused for their own safety, and also most importantly for the safety of their opponent as well. So don't use cannabis prior to a match, but if a wrestler feels that the pain needs to be brought down in order to, cope with their, with their lives and go on to be able to get out there and perform again the next day, I believe that they should be able to go after a match and have themselves, a little bit of cannabis and stuff like that in order to take that pain away. If that's what's going to help them out and keep them off the painkillers, the prescription painkillers, then I full-heartedly believe that they should be able to make that decision. But again, I strictly say that it should not be used prior to a match, because as much as I condone the use of it for medical reasons and for recreational, if that's what you're into as well too, I don't condone anybody doing something like that to jeopardize somebody else's well-being inside the ring, because again, this is not for everybody, and not everybody is going to agree with it, and that includes others within the industry as well too. And you cannot do wrong by them just because you strongly believe in something as well too. So again, strictly only for pain relief after the matches have occurred. You know, as we look at it, though, Matt Riddle may be the face of a truly big change in the world of professional wrestling. Let us pray, though, the WWE do not over-embrace the cannabis legalization and debut Matt Riddle as a giant pot leaf, because when it comes down to it, Matt Riddle has a very bright future ahead of him in professional wrestling. Even if nothing changes, WWE is smart to have gone after Matt Riddle. His name alone has created such a buzz in the world of social media, online, all the different, all the different publications as well too. This has got a lot of people talking. So his name obviously draws a lot of interest, and a lot of interest to the WWE product as well too. So great big news for them, and hopefully great big news for Matt Riddle as well. I did not want to completely bog you down with the 1001 facts about cannabis, as there are plenty of more suitable sites and channels as well that I would strongly recommend that you go and check out if you want to further inform yourself on cannabis prior to its full legalization here in Canada, and hopefully legalization in your area as well too. I always say stay informed. You're never quite sure until you go and talk to the right people and stuff like that. So go and talk to the right people, find the information, do the work yourself a little bit, and find out if it's right for you. It may not be right for you in your situation. That's fine too. Everybody's different, and this is just looking at something a little bit different, a new topic that's come up, and I believe that it should be looked at a little bit with a little bit more of an open mind as well too. But that is where I'm going to leave this on the cannabis subject. Again, I hope that everybody has enjoyed this little bit of a different topic here tonight. Thank you once again for tuning into the show. And again, if you're going to make comments in the comments section below, please, I do ask of you to keep them very, very civil. I'd appreciate that. And if anyone has any further information they'd like to share, stories about how cannabis has helped you out, how it's helped out one of your loved ones, anything along those lines, love to hear it. So definitely keep those in the comment section below as well. So thank you very much for choosing Ring Respect Radio, taking the time out to listen to the show. I do wholeheartedly absolutely love that you take this time to check this out, because there's plenty of different shows you could be checking out, a lot of great shows out there, and you take the time to listen to mine. So thank you very much to anybody who's ever taken time to listen to one of these episodes. And again, if you haven't done so already, I hopefully I've caught your interest enough that you'll go ahead, give me a subscribe, and turn on the notifications button. And give me a thumbs up. Appreciate those ones too. And you know what? Spread the word of Ring Respect Radio. I'm currently probably the least talked about show in all of professional wrestling, but we can raise that up to the most medium talked about show in all of professional wrestling here with a little bit of help from all of you. So make sure to share out my show to as many sites as you can, all over all social media platforms. Absolutely love and appreciate all the help that I can get. Thank you very much once again for tuning in to Ring Respect Radio. I'm the Real Bobby Munson, and I guess tonight, if you got 'em, light 'em up. See you next time.